All right, everyone, here's the scenario. It's the midst of a global pandemic. You're wandering in the woods. You're weak, you're tired, you're looking for a place to shelter. Things aren't looking good for you. You stumble onto a sort of break in the forest. Light is filtering through the trees. You get a sense of hope. And just when you start to notice that there are some cabins surrounding you, a figure emerges from the woods. He's tall, he's bearded, he's sort of ruggedly handsome. Yes, it's Abraham Lincoln. And Abe comes up to you and says, there are 6 cabins here. Each cabin has 4 members in it. You can choose to quarantine in any of these cabins. The only rule is that you don't get to meet the cabin members before you choose the cabin. He gives you a list of names in each cabin, much like you see on our family dinners at Dunn. All you have to go off of is your brains, your guts, and your year of US history. Now, Abraham Lincoln slowly fades back into the forest. You're left with this sheet of names. Your task is to answer the following. In the medium of your choice, a 1 to 2 page single space response, typed, or a 3 to 4 minute video. Either can be accompanied with visuals and would be delightful if it were. All right, you must answer the following questions with only your brain, your guts, and your US history knowledge. Which house do you want to be a part of? What are the social, economic, political, and cultural tensions or situation in each of these houses? You'll see what I mean in a sec. C, what would be the biggest conflict? Who would be in conflict here? And why? Again, I don't want this to be an obvious, this person's an abolitionist, this person's a white supremacist, they wouldn't like each other. There's more interesting tensions to be unearthed, and I believe that you have the capacity to engage in that nuance. D, who would be perhaps surprising allies? Why? You can include yourself in this. How would each figure be reacting to the pandemic? Would John Brown be refusing to wear his mask and crusading for justice of lack of government interference? Or is that maybe more of a Ronald Reagan thing? I don't know, you tell me. Who's shopping, who's cooking? What are they making for dinner? You don't have to tell me that, but I'm interested. Next, how would each of the members define freedom? You don't have to tell me each member's specific definition of freedom, but I want you to give me, if there's a significant divide, I'm curious about how those different definitions of freedom especially play in during the pandemic. You might think about their views on the role of government. You might think about their economic views. You might think about their views of social justice and freedom in response to different minority groups. Now, the most important part is whose definition of freedom in the house that you've chosen do you align most with, and why? Now, lastly, you get to choose one historical figure from US history from any period to add to your household. You have to tell me who it is and how might they fit into this group. I'm going to be grading you on answering all the questions, defining your, exploring your definition of freedom, and backing your claims with some evidence. I will be also checking for grammar and spelling. Please, grammar and spell. Finally, creativity. Have some fun. This is meant to be both an exploration of your own general ability to synthesize the information from US history, but also it's sort of it's just supposed to be a fun project. Here are the houses. This is all going to be sent out to you, including that nice little scenario set up with Abraham Lincoln in your modules page. Take a look, study carefully. Remember, you could be stuck with these people for quite some time. That's all from me. Good luck. This is due next Friday. I'm excited to hear how you make your decisions.